"You're not welcome here, freak!" That's the first thing Mia heard when she entered the school gym, her hand-sewn dress shimmering faintly under the dance lights. Her heart pounded, but not from excitement. It was from knowing what was coming. What she didn't expect was that a brutal rip of her dress would turn into the most viral moment the school and the internet had ever seen. What came next wasn't just self-defense. It was a warning. Before we begin, tap that subscribe button so you never miss these shocking real lifestyle stories, because sometimes the quiet girl doesn't break, she breaks bones. Mia Whitlock wasn't the kind of girl who turned heads in hallways. She didn't walk with a squad, didn't do TikToks in the cafeteria, and definitely didn't shop at designer stores. In fact, she barely spoke. After moving from Manchester, England, to a small American town in Ohio, just 6 months before senior year, she mostly kept to herself. Her hair was always in a braid. Her notebooks were filled with sewing designs instead of algebra. She walked like someone who had learned to take up less space. But there was one thing about Mia. She was watching. Always. At Harper Ridge High, watching wasn't enough. You had to survive it, because if you didn't fit in, you got chewed up. The school was a runway of cheerleaders, influencers, and football stars, and Mia? She was the girl who wore the same shoes every day and brought lunch from home in a tin box. The bullies noticed her from day one, especially Kelsey Monroe, the prom queen in the making with icy eyes, long legs, and the kind of mean smile that could cut glass. Kelsey ran the school like a queen bee with her hive, Tiffany, Brielle, and Candace. And then there were the jocks, thick-necked, cocky, led by Brandon Holt, quarterback and local legend, who believed his biceps were above the law. Mia never retaliated when they shoved her locker shut or called her maid because of her accent. She never looked up when they laughed at her handmade clothes. But she never forgot. Every insult stitched itself quietly into her memory, like thread through a needle. The annual winter formal was approaching. The school gym was being transformed into a snowfall dream with crystal curtains, fake snow, and slow dance playlists. Everyone talked about it for weeks. But Mia had no plans to attend. She was invisible, and invisibility was safe until she saw the poster for the dance contest. The winner would get a $2,000 scholarship to Parsons School of Design in New York. Mia's heart stopped. That was her dream school. She'd been designing clothes since she was 8, learning everything from YouTube and sewing by hand. Her bedroom was a jungle of fabric, pins, and mannequin forms made from duct tape. $2,000 was a chance, but she'd have to go to the dance, in a dress, and she'd have to be seen. She stayed up for 2 weeks straight designing the perfect piece, something that would make people stop and feel. Midnight blue velvet with flowing sleeves, high split, and golden embroidery around the hem. It was elegant, bold, magical. Her fingers bled from sewing, her eyes stung from lack of sleep. But when she finally slipped it on, she looked in the mirror and didn't see a ghost anymore. She saw a storm. The night of the dance arrived, and Harper Ridge Gym looked like a scene out of a Netflix movie. Twinkle lights, fake snow, couples, posing in front of glittery backdrops, phones out everywhere. As Mia stepped in, holding her clutch tight, she felt the world freeze for a moment. Heads turned, not in disgust, in shock. The girl no one noticed suddenly looked like a queen, but queens threaten other queens. Kelsey spotted her across the room and narrowed her eyes like a hawk circling prey. She stormed over with her clique. Brandon and the jocks watched from the punch table smirking. "Oh my God," Kelsey said loud enough for everyone to hear. "Did Cinderella borrow her dress from a thrift shop or a circus?" Mia didn't flinch. She probably sewed it herself with thread from her grandma's wig. The crowd chuckled. "Careful, Kelsey," Mia said calmly. "Wouldn't want your fake tan to peel off from jealousy." Gasps, laughter, even a few claps. Kelsey's face flushed red, not from embarrassment, but rage. In a flash, she grabbed the sleeve of Mia's dress. The world slowed. Rip. Gasps turned to silence. The sleeve tore down to her shoulder, revealing part of her undergarment. Mia's exposed skin turned cold. Phones lifted. Flashes fired. Kelsey smirked. But Mia didn't cry. She didn't run. She spun. One fast, blinding spin, pivoting on one heel like a dancer who had been waiting for this moment. Before anyone knew what was happening, Mia's elbow landed in Kelsey's side with surgical precision, knocking her to the floor. The music cut off. Screams erupted. Brandon stepped forward. "You crazy or something?" Mia turned slowly. "No," she said. "I'm trained." He lunged. Big mistake. What Mia lacked in social skills, she made up for in years of Krav Maga training. Her father, a former UK Special Forces officer, had taught her every weekend since age 9. For self-defense, he said. For confidence. Brandon grabbed her shoulder. She ducked, twisted, and slammed her palm into his solar plexus. He flew back, crashing into the snack table. 2 more jocks charged. Mia's spinning kicks sent them down like bowling pins. Phones were filming everything. People screamed. Teachers rushed in. Sirens wailed in the distance. By the end of the night, 3 students were hospitalized with bruised ribs and sprains. Mia was taken to the principal's office, and not a single tear dropped from her eye. The video hit TikTok before midnight. By sunrise, it had over 30 million views. Hashtags exploded. Ya's dress ripper, sock spin kick queen, your Harper Ridge hero. Memes flooded Instagram. Edits with dramatic music hit YouTube. Twitter declared Mia the quiet storm. Media outlets picked it up. National TV anchors debated it. Was it self-defense, vigilante justice, feminist fury? The school was in chaos. Kelsey claimed she was traumatized. Brandon's parents threatened to sue. But the video clearly showed the attack began with them. Maya? She got suspended for 3 days, but when she returned, the halls parted for her like she was royalty. Whispers turned to respect. Girls high-fived her. Even teachers looked impressed. She never bragged, never posted about it. She just went back to class. Then something arrived in the mail, an envelope from Parsons School of Design. Inside, a scholarship letter. We saw the video. We saw the dress. You don't just design fabric. You design moments. Mia packed her bags that summer. She moved to New York, started classes, and launched a fashion account that grew to over 1 million followers in a year. Her first collection, called Ripped Not Broken, and that dress and the one Kelsey tore? She remade it, and it walked the runway at New York Fashion Week. Sometimes the world underestimates the quiet ones, but they forget. It's the quiet ones who've been planning their revenge in silence. Subscribe now for more real-style stories where the bullied become legends and karma wears heels.